one, two. Mic check, one, two. Mic check, one, two. Mic check, mic check. Mic check, one, two.
Alright, let me know if you guys can hear me fine. I don't know about way over here, though. It's probably a little quiet. So I guess if you guys really want to hear me, turn me all the way up then. I can't check it on my end because it's just too loud. Anyhow, we're going to continue this presentation. Ow. Alrighty then. Alrighty, there we go. Of course that pops up. Okay, I think we're ready to roll. Here is the overall chance for snowfall for this weekend. This is kind of like a blend between every model, which is mainly the Euro and GFS models. It's really going to be sticking near. It's kind of shifted up northward compared to yesterday, as this expires today at 12 a.m., which is technically tomorrow, but it will expire tonight. This was created last night, or early this morning at 12:33 a.m. This kind of shifted up towards I-80 after the 7 a.m. model run, more towards I-80. So if you're basically near, like, let's say Bloomington and surrounding areas, you'll probably see the best chance for snowfall in central Illinois. And as soon as you start going northward, that's when the totals will start to go up to about, 10 inches or so. But mainly near I-74 is where it's going to stick to 4 to 8 inches. Obviously, you can see right here. Here's the GFS model. The GFS models kind of has a southern trend to it, while the Euro model has a northern trend. This was yesterday's prediction from the GFS model. This kind of shows that it's kind of in the middle of the two, but now the Euro model is kind of more accurate, and we kind of think it's going to be more northward. So we're going to start moving on to the videos of, but not really videos, but animations of the radar and how it could look like. Here's what the GFS model says for the precipitation type. As you can see, it's going to start around early wee hours in the morning on Saturday, or late hours during the Friday, and will fizzle off by Sunday. Here's one more time for you. And then here is the Euro model, which is Europeans. Actually, they are more accurate than normal. Here's a European model. It kind of has a now more central trend to it as well now. They're kind of agreeing finally upon something, but I think this is going to be kind of more northern and southern kind of deal. But let's move on towards the snowfall totals. Here's what the snowfall totals could be from the GFS models. You could see as far south you can get snowfall. I'm not expecting 11 inches in St. Louis. No, that's just purely inaccurate. I would say around 2 to 4 inches would be accurate near St. Louis. And once you get closer to the Twin Cities and such like Bloomington and Peoria, that's when you start to get that 4 to 8. I do believe in that 5.7 for Bloomington. I think that's a reasonable area to be. But this is kind of more what I'm expecting. As you can see, down more St. Louis is more towards that 2 to 4 inch range. And while you get up towards Bloomington, yes, it does say 9 inches, but I don't think that's highly accurate. I mean, yes, it's a possibility, but I would say the further northern you go, the higher it's going to be. So here's what the temperatures are going to look like for this weekend. That sounded really southern. This is the NAM model, which is basically a higher resolution. As you can see, this is Thanksgiving. It's going to get up to about the mid-30s as temperature, 35 here in normal, and it will start to go down to 20s. Here's the satellite. If I could actually press the dang on button. You know what, we're just going to do it like this. So here's every satellite view of America, other than the middle. The middle one's not showing up for some reason. I'm going to have to fix that. There we go. Maybe it'll start doing something. Anyway, there is every single satellite view of North America. As you can see, it is a lot of information to get from satellite, but we kind of have to deal with it. And yeah, if you guys have any more questions, we are going to go off the air at 9 o'clock Central Standard Time. I will show you guys a quick little something quick for the stream here. So we're going to go to Pivotal Weather. Alright, so here is what this actually looks like on my end. So we're going to go to the NAM. We're going to go to those real feels, which is wind chills and heat index. Let's get to our area that we're kind of highlighting for this presentation. So you guys can see this is kind of sticking around that mid-20s as a real feel. And it can go all the way down to 12 on, Friday morning. On Thursday, I would expect it to be around 16 to 15 as a real feel, and it will kind of fizzle off from there. This is kind of what we're really watching. It depends on how strong the system really brings that cold air from Canada, and that's what could actually make us a lot more cooler than average in our area. So yeah, if you guys live in this area, just be weather aware for this weekend. We will have another presentation tomorrow. This hopefully will be a little bit better than it was today, but it's just to give you guys an idea and hopefully kind of help you guys a little bit more than it would normally. Thank you for tuning in today. We'll answer any questions that you guys have in the live streams, and yeah. You guys would please like it and share our streams and tell us anything that you guys want us to improve on, and I will happily do it. Alright, I'll bring it back up the overall snowfall chance for the entire United States. And by the way, you guys can find all this information on our Facebook pages for YouTube. All that information is shared on our main page, along with the department that it is being forecasted on. So in this case, it's the Storm Prediction Department, and that is where we do basically storm prediction in general. So like tornado percentages and supercell chances and stuff like that. It's kind of not really an idea. And then along with obviously winter predictions. Here's a GFS model one more time. There is a Euro model. This is kind of inaccurate now, but it's kind of shifted south again. Here's what the precipitation could look like as we go through Friday into Saturday and Sunday. Here's one more time. Here's what it could look like on the Euro prediction, which is another way of it could happening. So you can see it takes a little bit more northern and it's a lot quicker. And here's it one more time. Here's what the total snowfall could be. This is kind of more southern, so this is the GFS, and what it's saying for the GFS models, obviously it's way south than it really should be. And here's a more realistic map, other than I would say it still needs to go north, and it needs to actually get more narrow for those totals. Here's what the temperature could be like as we go through Thanksgiving and into Saturday. So I would definitely say have your coats ready for Thanksgiving, and please, if you guys are going to be traveling, do not do it on Saturday or Sunday. Once the system moves through on Sunday will be the best time to, but Friday is going to be your best chances for traveling. Saturday, it's kind of just be like the snow plows are going to be out there, and it's just going to be very poor visibility along with slick roads. So once they can get taken care of, which it should be able to within 24 hours of the system actually going through, which is basically Sunday and Monday would be the best times to start going for traveling again. If you guys live between I-72 and I-80, and towards Wisconsin. But unfortunately, I do not have the resources or predictions for Wisconsin or Minnesota because we do not cover that area for our forecasting area. Alright, if there's any more questions, we will head out here in 4 minutes. And I was on the wrong screen this entire time for Facebook. I'm sorry. I'll do it one more time for Facebook because that was actually my apologies there. Alright, so there's the overall chance again for snowfall. Here's how I think the system will really go. This is a little too fast, so this should be sticking with us through overnight Friday. So starting around at 10 to 11 p.m. and it'll start moving through the area and we'll leave our forecasting zone on Sunday evening. For Illinois, this will leave the area around probably 7 to 9 p.m. 9 a.m. Sunday, give or take. here's the most, I would say, accurate total snowfall for the area. Again, we're going to be sticking around that 8 inches, and maybe even over here could see up to 10 inches. The more higher you go this way, the more likely it is for snowfall. And the further south you are down here, the lower chance for snowfall. But I do think this area here will actually see what's listed. Anything northern than Peoria, so here up, I will say probably would see anywhere from maybe 8 to 10 inches in total. But again, it's too early to tell. Here's what the temperature's going to look like. I actually find this fairly accurate. Alright, as satellite kind of gets its bearings on. There we go. We're getting there. Alright, there's the entire map. Right here's right here's Illinois. Right here's our viewing area. We have a little bit of lightning and some severe thunderstorms out in the Gulf Coast, and we also have a little bit of lightning over here in Florida. There's none actually on land as of now. You might see a little bit of rumbles of thunder going on over here, as we do have some storms trying to start up, but it's very weak. There's been a lot of people trying to say that there was flurries over here in the Ohio and Cincinnati area, and that is like possible, but I would not say it's a guarantee. We might be seeing some sort of snow actually trying to push its way further south up here in Illinois, but it's really going to stick right here and that way. Other than all this mess, we don't really worry about over here near California or Mexico, because it's Mexico. We do have a lot of lightning, though, down in Mexico. I mean, look at all that. You can see these little white dots that are popping up here down here. Actually, you guys can't even see it. That's a reminder that we are going to have to go off air here soon, as it is 9:01 p.m. Anyway, here's some more lightning strikes over here. We have a little bit of lightning right here, and most of it's going to be over here in Mexico. So we ain't going to worry about that, as this is starting to go east. This actually can play a role in how much moisture does go up into America, but that's overall not going to happen, because our system actually is starting up right here. As you can see, this fast little flow down here kind of pushing itself down, and what this is going to do, it's kind of going to suck a little bit of this moisture from this low, which is right here, and you can see it spinning, and this front here is going to slowly move this way. It's going to dip down and come back up a little bit, eventually going to shoot off towards New York. Anyway, we're going to go out the air. Thank you guys for tuning in. That really lagged on Facebook. I'm sorry about that. I'm really trying not to have it lag crazily, but Facebook can allow me to do so much. So if you guys have any more questions, feel free to ask. We're going to be going off the air here in within a minute. I'll wait for the last question or two if we do get any. Thanks for that. Alright, take care everyone.